What's up, guys? Welcome to part number 13 of Grinding It Up, and today we're going to start off by looking at this graph, and it's a very nice looking graph, I'm sure you'll agree. I think you can clearly see whether like we changed to 5 and L. This bit's apparently all 2 and L, and I think 5 and L starts up here or something. What's happened? What's happened since I last spoke to you? I believe this is what's happened, these last two entries. Is that all that's happened? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so now we went and played. We took a bit of a risk. We went and played at the 5L deep stack tables for the first time. So we played 4 tables and bought in for $12.50 at each. So that was quite a big portion of our bankroll we had invested there. But I felt confident. I've been winning money at the deep stack tables throughout this series, despite not having much previous experience of them. And I feel they're really they're actually really fun. You know, there's lots of action going on, and we managed to make a pretty much nearly a stack at the deep stack tables, or 2 stacks at regular 5L profit. Then we had a little relapse here. A lot of that came from getting stacked with a queen high flush against. It was a bit unfortunate, I think. I don't think I could have got away from it because we hit the backdoor queen high flush, and I was like, okay, realistically, it's a backdoor flush. Probably not going to be against many other flushes, and if they are, they might well be lower. So the guy bet on the river. I thought he could be betting a set. I thought he could be betting a 2 pair. I did just call, fortunately, so I saved maybe like $1 or something. And yeah, he had the nuts. But you know, what can you do? I've called plenty of people in this series myself as well. We're up about 12k hands now, something like that. True, and we picked up a few more subs on the YouTube channel, so thank you very much for that. I noticed my favourite poker YouTuber, Felix Schneider's, i.e. Xflix, Team PokerStars Online, has subscribed to me, which is fantastic. Thank you, Felix. Your videos are great, and all you guys who aren't subscribed to him, go and subscribe, because you know this series that I'm doing is pretty much inspired off what he's done with his Growing Up series. So yeah, and thank you to everyone else who's subscribed to the forum thread as well, on 2+2, and on Cards Chat as well. I'm also on Cards Chat. I believe that I'm going to start doing videos for Cards Chat on their channel now. Something's been mentioned about that, and in return, I can use their forum to talk about my videos and that sort of thing, which sounds like a fantastic deal, so that's very generous of Cards Chat, thank you very much. Right, shall we get on? I was looking through it the other day, and I don't think we've had a full losing day. I'm not sure, but I don't think we've had a full losing day. I'm trying to work it out. I think we've actually had, you know, we might have had like the odd losing session, but seeing as I play 2 or 3 sessions a day, I think we've actually had every single day as a winning day, which is amazing. But yeah, I've been spending a bit of time learning the micro stakes trade. Not played here for a little while, and didn't really ever play at 2 or 5L. So it's interesting to. I despite my win rate, I still don't feel that comfortable here. I just feel like I'm getting out. You know, like I'm overestimating or underestimating opponents a lot of the time. But you know, I suppose as long as the win rate's good, you know, we can be pretty happy about it. So $30 towards the 200 NL mark already. 200 NL mark. Yeah, a long way to go before we get there. $30 before the 200 mark, where we can start playing 10 NL. So, gonna do the standard. A little live session here. Come on, there's loads of tables. Find me a table. I think this thing's a little bit broke, I don't know. Sometimes you just have to stop searching and then it just finds the tables all for you. Let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. Right. I'm feeling quite good today. I think I played terribly in my last session. I didn't have a good session last session. I think I won because I called someone, but I don't feel I played well. I just got like that feeling. I can't actually remember it. But I'm gonna play better this session. I mean, the last YouTube session. Obviously, I remember the last session I did because I just finished it. But I mean, yesterday's YouTube session, I don't think I played well, and I'm sure you guys will probably agree. But hey, you know, I'm human. I make mistakes. I have bad sessions. I go on tilt sometimes. Although not very often. I'm pretty good with that. It takes rather a lot to get me tilted. But running the second nuts into the nuts is you know, that's enough to get anyone tilted. But yeah, someone asked me how I deal with tilt on 2+2. So here's my little secret. I have a set game plan, a solid game plan. Like, you know, I have written down opening hand ranges that I use, and I just try and play very straightforward post flop. That's what I do when I'm on tilt. Sure, it's not going to win you any medals, you know, it's not going to win you at the higher stakes, but first of all, it will prevent you losing too much money, and second of all, you might even make a bit of profit, you know, at the lower stakes playing straightforward like that. So sure, you know, it's not a very fancy idea, but I think it's really good for when you're on tilt, just to have that thing you stick to and don't divert from it at any costs. And then you do that 15 minutes or something, then you come off tilt, and you can start, you know, playing your style again. Now, I'm starting to find my way at the six max tables a bit. I have historically been a full ring player, but I'm actually really enjoying the six max tables. You might notice I've been doing quite a lot of them. Mainly because there are more six max tables at 5-0 than full ring tables, it seems. You know, sometimes there aren't that many full ring tables to get into. But yeah, I think maybe I'm playing a bit too loose, but I'm wondering whether that's actually a good thing, whether that helps, because, I mean, sure, like my win rate so far is great at the six max tables. But yeah, my VPIP is a lot higher than I would like to, but it's working, so I'm not changing it yet. I appreciate that this tactic is not going to work, like the whole aggro, really loose aggro thing is not going to work at higher stakes, but I think it works fine at the micros, you know. Do the whole Patrick Antonius thing. I think you know, you can raise a lot of hands and play a lot of hands if you can outplay your opponent's post flop, which I believe I can at these stakes. So yeah, I mean, you know, having a VPIP of like 33, 34 at the six max tables, it's too loose for the higher stakes, sure, but I'm finding it working here. The trick is to just not, you know, bleed off money with stupid hands. You know, the VPIP comes from that high VPIP still comes from playing good hands and trying to steal the blinds a lot, especially at the deep stack tables, because obviously with the antes, there's initially more dead money in the pot anyway. So blind stealing becomes really profitable. I don't think we can get called by that much here. I might just try and let him catch up a bit. Can I check again? I mean, there's no draws on there really. I mean, 5-6 is a draw. I'm gonna check again. Sometimes that's a good card because he can bet that now. He might have one. We'll see bet this. This looks like a good flop to see bet. Fold that. I mean, I might put in the raise here if he bets. I think he might have a queen. I think if we put in a small raise, we can get him to call with the queen because we played this hand so weakly, you know. But there just wasn't anything he could call with. Yeah, I think he had a queen or he was just taking a stab. But I think we got the most value we could, you know. I don't think he was calling a bet on any street there. I mean, you know, you've got to... I don't often slow play at micro stakes, but I think sometimes when there's just nothing they can call with, slow playing is... and to be honest, there weren't many draws, you know. He wasn't really going to outdraw me there. You know, I call this. I love 9-6 suited. It's probably one of my favourite hands. Alright, I think we're going to bet it. Got a draw, let's bet it. If we get raised, I'm going to be in a tricky spot, but he doesn't raise me. Fold. Yes, must try and make back some of the half stack I lost in that last little session. Fold that. Calling unsuited, you know, calling with unsuited aces is not generally something I like doing. Some people do, but I just find you're going to be out-kicked a lot of the time. He's going to have something like ace-5, ace-6, ace-7, ace-8, ace-9, blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of people, you know, a lot of their range is made up by aces. They see an ace at micro stakes and they think, ooh, ace, must raise. So yeah, And quite frankly, if they hit an ace and you hit the ace, you're going to have to call at least one street probably, and you're going to be out kicked a fair amount of the time. And they're not going to lay down an ace most of the time. Oh yeah, that was a speculative open, I'd call that. So yes, one good idea that I had, finally an idea that I had rather than one of you guys. You guys seem to be in my brain for this series. Yeah, we're going to 3-bet that, make it nice and big out of position, because we're happy to take it down right here. What's he betting on there? We can hit a 3, a 4, an ace. Oh, that's not one of those cards. Okay, I'm a little bit. I'm going to check that back. Oh, I was the razor, wasn't I? Okay, that was just a bad bit of judgment by me. I should have bet that. Here, 2 players with the queen on board. Nah. Okay. I feel like this. Yeah, we can bet this now. We've under-repped our hand a bit. I suppose that's the advantage of making that error of judgment. Yes, so my idea was that you guys could send in hands and I could review them. I'm not going to be like an expert or anything. Ooh, that price is good. That price is good. I'm going to have to call another bet now though, aren't I? I'm an idiot. Maybe play a little bit tighter. I think we just call that, yeah. Ooh. That's why I never fold to those tiny bets. So my idea was you could, like you guys as subs could send me hand reviews. You could do it on Boom. You can do it on. I think Queen's against what initially seems to be a bit of a fishy player. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's a very small sample. You can hardly tell. But he's played a lot of hands so far. I think we're just going to be happy getting it in eventually. Make it 2-10 now. I think he'll have worse stuff some of the time. And I don't like it, but I think I'm getting it in. Okay. Oh dear. It happens, you know, got our money in good. I'm happy with the way I played it. It just happens. Something you've got to deal with, you know. And you know, we didn't get that unlucky. I mean, we were slightly ahead, but it wasn't like it was a bad beat or anything. We just got we got it in with the good side of a coin flip, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. But you know, that sort of thing's not gonna hurt me too much. I think Queen's. I'm confident I still made the right move there. I think I played it well. At these stakes, it's definitely not an error to get Queens in like that, and certainly when you know Ace King's in his range. Oh dear, it's not going so well now, is it? But I shall not let it bring me down. Yeah, so if you guys want to send in hand reviews, I'll have a look at them and we can talk about them and use them to further our individual learning. I never fold to a min bet. Yeah, I think that would be a good thing if you guys had some hands you wanted to look at, or some hands you wanted another opinion on. I can start off an episode with a different hand, and we can look at it and we can go in-depth analysis. Well, it's only fair I stack some more of these now. Okay. Maybe we can stack some more. It would be nice. Kings have been underperforming for me in this series. I think they're like not even in my 10 most profitable hands at the moment. I expect this guy to be fairly strong. Early position, razor. Okay, that's pretty good. So what am I putting him on? Possibly Ace King off. Do we let him catch up? No, I think he's got some air he might call with as well. Like, I think he's got some medium pocket pairs in his range. 10s, jacks. 9s would be good, wouldn't it? If he had 9s. 10s, jacks, queens maybe. I'm trying to think his stuff. Okay. I was hoping he would call that with a middle pocket pair. I don't know what he must have had. Maybe ace queen, I guess. Ace queen, I suppose. Maybe an ace jack. I couldn't think of much of his range that would actually fold to that bet there, unless he's just a tight player who never wants to continue with worse than top pair. I suppose that's possible. So when everyone checks around here, I feel like we've got the best hand a lot of the time. We can get value from heart draws. There's a few gut shots out there. I think we can bet this for value, actually. I don't think we can bet this for value because there's just not much that's going to call us. Although he's fairly tight, so maybe he's got a pocket pair. A pocket pair can definitely call, which is why I'm doing that. I'm going to be in a difficult spot if he raises, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So fortunately our good deep stack session yesterday has covered this little downswing we're currently going through. Never fun to be downswinging, but I haven't had a major one yet if you look at the graph. No major downswings yet, so maybe it's about time. We're hardly even downswinging, it's like one stack. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys are interested in doing like a Q&A video or something. Find me some questions on 2+2. Or indeed cards chat, which I will be looking at more now. But yeah, those are the light bulb moments I've had this week. You will be seeing the Saturday special, where we have the biggest pots of the week, coming up later this evening. And I have no idea how to do the face cam. I will look into it, but I've been double timing this week, trying to do like extra sessions to catch up with the ones I missed. We'll sit out. We'll sit out. Yeah, so I have been. Yeah, we'll work out the face cam thing. It just appears to be a lot more complicated than I initially thought. Yeah, so I will definitely look at that. We'll slowly sit out these tables. Sort of want to call this, but I'm not gonna. No silliness. And we'll sit out this table as well. We'll try and play this last hand if we can. I'll raise it. I shall raise. Okay. Not when someone else raises it. Okay, so there's our session done in a nutshell. Should we do one more? No, we won't. I thought it was an odd number. You know how I hate odd numbers. Disappointing session, but I don't really think I can be blamed for it. I'm the first to admit when I make a mistake, but I think getting queens in against ace king and losing is hardly a mistake. So we'll just start the grind back up. Probably is our biggest downswing, yeah. Probably is our biggest downswing of the series so far. But we just need to pop it back up here. We have been running pretty good in this last little bit here, to be honest. You can see my all-in adjustment is still a bit below my C1. That's not necessarily because I, win coin flips or something. I don't think I've won many coin flips, but it's because I don't get sucked out on. I don't think I've been sucked out on yet. So like when I get it in against like a 2 or 4 outer or like with a top pair against a flush draw, I don't get sucked out on that much. So I think I'm really happy because that's actually not me getting in bad. That's me like losing a couple of coin flips, that sort of thing, and just generally not getting sucked out on, which is fair enough, So 5-0 so far. How are we doing? How are we doing at 5-0? Here we are, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Yeah, we've got about vastly different win rates over a teeny tiny sample, so those should even out a little bit. But the good thing is we've been profitable at every single game we've played. You can see quite clearly. In fact, very profitable at every single game we played. So naturally delighted about that. I feel like it's not going to be too long before we reach 10 NL. I'm gonna stick my neck out and say end of next week. Yeah, end of next week will be fine. I will do tournament video for tomorrow, and so yeah, that's the other thing I want to talk about. So the guy who suggested, some guy suggested on 2+2, really good suggestion, so thank you. That I do like a review of the stake as a whole. I'm gonna do it, but I'm going to do it once I don't think I'm going to be playing that stake anymore. So we're going to say when I'm halfway to the next stake, I'll do a review of the last one. So when we get to around 150, 140, 150, something like that, and I don't feel that I'm going to be going back down to 2NL at all for the challenge, then I'll do a video about 2NL, how I found it, that sort of thing, sort of like a conclusion to our 2NL journey, which was action-packed. But as you can see, I think this is a really nice looking graph so far. I think we're doing really well, you know. Don't think there's anything there that is displeasing me particularly. So good stuff. Good stuff. And I will see you for the Saturday special, as I've come to call it. I've got my days a bit mixed up because I'm still catching up. But this would have been the Saturday special had it been on Saturday, and we'll pretend it is Saturday. So thank you for watching. Tweet me your comments. I'll stop at my Twitter under the thing, or find me on Cards Chat, or 2+2, where I'm called Pokepedia. Or you can of course just comment on the YouTube channel itself. And thank you very much for the support. Bye for now.